Muichiro falls down into the Infinity Castle, but then something unexpected happens. Muichiro gets sent back to that day, that hot summer evening when his brother was murdered. He wakes up in his bed, and his brother Yuichiro is sleeping next to him. He was confused, but he didn't have time to think because the door started to open. He could tell. A demon was nearby. He tries to grab the Nichirin sword, but it's nowhere to be found. So he must face the demon with his bare hands, and he could tell right away that it was the demon who killed his brother. So in order to protect him, he jumps towards the demon. The demon was weak. He got knocked out with a single punch. Then Muichiro said, "Shut up, keep it down." Then he continues to beat on him. Then his brother wakes up and sees Muichiro wailing on the demon. "What are you doing?" said Yuichiro. To which he responds, "Don't you worry, I'll kill it. It's my turn to protect you." Then he dragged the demon outside. A few hours later, it was morning. Muichiro came back. Yuichiro asks him, "Are you okay? What was that all about? I'm so confused." Then Muichiro started crying. He couldn't stop crying. And can you blame him? He was reunited with his late brother, so... But Yuichiro is just confused. "Are you hurt? Were you scared? You shouldn't have done that. You didn't have to do that for me. I just wanted you to be safe." Then he hugged him. Then, a little while later, Muichiro, he realizes that only his consciousness was sent back in time. Then, Amane-san came along to recruit them to the Demon Slayer Corps. Muichiro said to her, "I got it, Amane-san. I'll join," he said immediately. But Yuichiro, "Hold on now, hang on. You don't have to do this to help people. You really want to die for no reason like Dad?" But Muichiro says, "If I die trying to help someone, then I'll be fine with that. I want to be like Dad. This is what I want." Yuichiro was supposed to say something like, "But what can you do? Nothing." But he saw Muichiro take out that demon with his bare hands. He knew what he was capable of, so he said, "Fine, you can join. I can't stop you, but only under one condition. I'm joining too." Muichiro says no, trying to stop him, but Yuichiro replies, "If you don't let me, I'll go to the final selection myself." So Muichiro has no choice but to say, "Fine, I guess we can fight this together." And so they start training for the final selection. Muichiro's goal was to get his physique back. As for Yuichiro, he starts by learning the water breathing technique, but later he started using the moon breathing technique. Yuichiro learned fast. He was very good at this. He got strong very quickly. They both passed the final selection with ease, and they were now official members of the Demon Slayer Corps. And the two of them stood out. And as for Muichiro, he becomes the Hashira in less than 2 months. Faster than the first time around. Everyone was talking about them. Yuichiro said to Muichiro, "You're a beast when it comes to cutting up demons, but you can't even cut a radish. Without me, you wouldn't even be able to cook." To which Muichiro said, "You're right. I wish I could do everything like you," he said with a smile. They were buried in work, but they were just glad for each other's company. And since this was his second time around, Muichiro knew what the demons would do next, and Yuichiro being next to him helped big time. As a result, he was able to save more people. Then, at the Hashira meeting where they discussed about Nezuko, while everyone suggested that they execute her because she was a demon, Muichiro says, "Tanjiro and Nezuko are gonna be okay." The other Hashiras, they were surprised to hear this and a bit confused. Then, Sanemi, he comes back with Nezuko still trapped inside that box. Muichiro knew what was about to happen, so he grabbed his arm and said, "You can't do anything until Oyakata-sama arrives." But Sanemi says, "Screw you, you trying to defend a demon?" To which Muichiro replies, "Nezuko isn't a bad demon, she won't kill humans." "But a demon that doesn't kill humans, there's no such thing," Sanemi replies angrily. Things start to get tense. But then someone slapped their hands together. Gyome Himejima steps in. "That's enough. We'll just have to wait for Oyakata-sama." He silences everyone. Then Oyakata-sama arrives. Then they decided to let Nezuko live just like the first time around. Then, after the Hashira meeting, Tanjiro goes to talk to Muichiro. "Thank you for protecting Nezuko. But the other Hashiras, if they're mad at you now, I'm sorry," he said. But Muichiro, he smiled at him and said, "Tanjiro, no worries, I'll be fine." But Yuichiro, a demon that doesn't kill humans? Seriously? He's too nice for his own good. But a decision has been made, so look after her. You're her big brother, so... His words were somewhat harsh, but Tanjiro knew that he meant well. Then, at the Mugen train, Muichiro knew what was about to go down. And so, in order to save Rengoku-san from the tragedy, he heads to the train with Yuichiro. It was gonna be dangerous, so he didn't want to take him. But Yuichiro wasn't gonna let him go by himself, and Yuichiro being there helped them a lot. He gave them an edge. For instance, when the conductor came to check the tickets with the blood demon art, Yuichiro steps in and... he realized something was wrong, and he saved everyone from the blood demon art. Muichiro praised him for a job well done. "Great job, how did you know?" he said. Yuichiro replied, "You trust people too easily." After they were able to take out Enmu at an early stage, then Akaza struck. Yuichiro and Tanjiro, they couldn't join the fight, and Muichiro Kyojiro, they couldn't take him out either. But they fought him throughout the night and they managed to get rid of him. As a result, Kyojiro made it through the night without suffering serious injuries. Then he said to Muichiro, "If it wasn't for you, I'd be dead. Thank you," he said to him. Muichiro was glad he was able to save his life, but one thing was on his mind. Regarding the bruise, he still couldn't make it appear. This was most likely due to Tanjiro. His bruise was yet to appear, so... Then at the Yukaku, the first time around, Tengen loses his arm, and a lot of the people living there got hurt as well. So Muichiro and Yuichiro, they decided to head to Yukaku with Tengen and Tanjiro. Then they face Gyutaro and Daki, but since Muichiro is here this time around, they had the edge. Then Tanjiro's bruise finally appears, and as a result, they manage to take them out. Tengen makes it out without suffering serious injuries, and Nezuko was able to get rid of the poison for him. Tengen said, "We took them out, but not sure if we could have done it without Tokito, so no, I'm not retiring." And his 3 wives supported his decision. And so the Yukaku battle was over. The damage was kept to a minimum. Then, with Yuichiro, they head to the swordsmith village. Muichiro knew that the people there would be killed by upper rank demons 4 and 5, so he got permission from Oyakata-sama and asked the other Hashiras for help. And so, Sanemi, Mitsuri, and Tengen tagged along, and Muichiro asked them to patrol the area. Then Muichiro finds Hantengu. It wasn't how they met the first time around, but Muichiro's bruise appears and he starts fighting. Then Sanemi, Tanjiro, and Genya join in. Sanemi says to Genya, "You're too weak for this, go home." But Genya keeps fighting. And Sanemi did his best to protect him. Then Mitsuri and Tengen find Gyoko. The battle intensifies. Then Yuichiro. He uses the moon-breathing technique Nino Kata Shukanaro Getsu in order to save the people in town. He fights the monster created by Gyoko. The moon-breathing technique allows him to cover a wide range, and he did his best to protect the people. But then, the monster unleashes the Needs, and they went flying toward Kotetsu and Kanamori. But Yuichiro steps in and Yuichiro gets penetrated by the needles. Then he said, "Get out of here, go hide!" Then using what he's got left, Yuichiro takes down the monster. Meanwhile, the others manage to take out Hantengu and Gyoko, and the battle at the swordsmith village comes to an end. Then Muichiro walks up to Yuichiro. He's hurt bad. Then he said, "Hang in there, help is on the way." But Yuichiro says to him, "Muichiro, listen to me very carefully. I won't make it." "Don't talk like that," Muichiro cries out loud. Yuichiro continued, "The Mu in Muichiro, it stands for infinity. You've got endless possibilities, but me, the U in Yuichiro, it means finite. Unlike you, I have my limits. I'm not like you, but still, I wanted to protect someone just like you. Doing good for others, it all comes back to you. I always liked that saying. Muichiro, I won't stop you anymore, so go out there and fight. Give them all you've got. But not for you, but for someone else. I can see Mom and Dad. I always wanted to be like Dad." Then Yuichiro passed away. In the battle, not a single swordsmith lost his life. The only life lost was Yuichiro, the moon-breathing technique swordsman, a brave warrior who fought for others. Then, years later, Muichiro carried on his brother's legacy by fighting for others. But this time around, the Hashira training didn't happen. Why? Due to the change of events at the swordsmith village, Muzan didn't find out about Nezuko, about how she overcame the sun. So he didn't make the demons stop. So the battle at the Infinity Castle, it never took place. Then Muichiro faces his strongest enemy yet, Kokushibo, Upper Class 1. Kokushibo makes the first move, but Muichiro manages to evade his attacks. Then he said, "I know about that sword more than anyone, and it should be used to help others, not for yourself. But you don't seem to understand that, and I will not lose to you. I won't. Yuichiro, watch over me, brother." That's all for now. For more Demon Slayer theories, please like and subscribe for more videos. See you soon.